Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think I have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
see this? You cannot go
baby,
here.
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Come on in, family. Come right on in. Yes, this is a day. What is it? Tuesday. It's Tuesday, September the 24th. You guys, we're going to get into some things. We're definitely coming in on our days off because we got to pick up our hours. Number one. Number two, we're testing to make sure that everything is working like I said, I've been up trying to figure out how to do this, how to do that, and I'm trying to figure it on my own, and I think I got it. But I do want to talk about what happened in the court yesterday, and I did do everything I think I was supposed to do to get it taken care of. Like I told you guys, we're going to start coming in here a little bit more because we got to get it up and going and running. And yeah, so if you're new in the live, say something so we can welcome you in. We got mods in the building. I don't know if the mods, we were supposed to come on at 3:30, you guys. I don't know if you guys know. At 3:25 we were supposed to come on. And I know I see Sonya Watts was here, Tina Powers was here, and Woke the God was here at 3:17. And so those three mods was in the building, and what actually happened was I actually everybody say there's no excuse, SP, there's no excuse, we were here. Well, they're not here yet to say that, but or they might be, I don't know. But I do have a death in the family. So, I went and had to handle some things I needed to handle. Because I was actually on my way out the door because I had got word that they were sick and they were ill. And hey, thank you for coming back, Sonia Watts. And it was my baby cousin that I was raised with my aunt at my auntie's house. And so I was on my way out the door. I finally got some clothes on and got up to go because they worked me like a horse Sunday. So Monday was all rest and sleep and no play. I see why they give you 3 days off because one day you just got to recuperate what happened. But anyway, she went ahead and passed on. So it is what it is. But like I said, there's no excuse, but I was in a little funk. I had other stuff to do. And thank you, Zena. But like there's one cousin that you're like, y'all close to the age, y'all the baby of the family. She's the baby, I'm the baby. We was raised at my aunt's house, for some summers and years or whatever, and we fought like cats and dogs, but we got along, like I took care of her kids, and when she was in need, I love her very much. But you guys, how I feel about death. I just feel like, besides leaving your kids here by themselves, and how that is, it is very effective where the kids are going to be affected, they're going to be angry, they're going to be mad, they're sad. And you know how it is when you lose your mom. You want to go and sometimes you want to just share something with her. You done said something bad in the past or whatever. Her son died last year. You guys remember he was in that police car chase or whatever. So, she's got 2 daughters that's left. And one of them's I'm very close to. Like I said, I basically pick that girl up every weekend, for about 5 or 6 years straight, just like she was my own child. And I haven't talked to her yet. But yeah. Anyway, I know she hurting. Somebody have Facebook that could tell you everything. So I had to reach out to a lot of the family. And so, because on my side, okay, this is my mother's sister's daughter. Okay, so she's my first cousin. So anyway, reaching out to the family to let them know so that they can, either help out or whatever, That's pretty much my job, even though I don't really talk to people because I'm an introvert. Even my family, but I do, I can reach out and find them and talk to them and let them know, and then they share the word. That's just how that works, and I don't have a problem with it. But, it's really sad. It is. It's very sad, She passed away. But she was a God-fearing. That's one thing about it. She was a God-fearing mother. And I'm going to tell you guys something. You never know when you're going to go, when it's your time. I think she's like 5 years younger than me. But her mother introduced me to Christ. You know what I'm saying? She and her, not my mom. You heard what I said. Her mother. She basically got me in, she got me in there. So you never know who gets you in there, So, my auntie used to go to church every day. Every Sunday. She was just, she just loved the Lord. She just loved the Lord. No matter what, she going to church or whatever. And, she tried to get me to go. And, and I'm like, Annie, you doing this. I ain't doing it. But what actually happened was, I'm out there, got one child. I didn't have 2. I only had 1. I had my baby girl. And, I'm just trying to make it work or whatever. And I finally got a chance to have a really good job, and that was at Boeing, right? And so I needed somebody to watch my baby because, watch my baby so I can go to this job interview. And so nobody in my family would watch my baby. And they knew it was a job interview. And then the babysitter only watched my child when I go to work. So it wasn't like a work thing, but it was an interview. It was kind of like, it was weird. And then, I even asked, my daughter's dad, and he was like, no. And then I asked my daughter's dad's mother. She said no. My mother said no. And I was over to my auntie's house, and I just broke down and started crying. I was like, God, can a ninja get a chance? I'm like, and she was like, what is wrong? And I was like, Auntie, nobody will watch my child so I can go to this job interview, and this is my break. Maybe if I get this job, I will be good. Me and my child would be good. And and she worked at Boeing, and she had been out there for like 20 some years already. And she was like, you know what? She said, look, baby girl, you go to that job interview and I'll watch your baby. I said, how you gonna watch my baby? You gotta go to work. She said, I got some sick leave. I'm gonna take sick leave day, and I'll watch your baby, and you go get that job. And I was like, and she ain't never watched my child before. Like I said, she was gonna take off work to watch my child so I can go to an interview. And I thought to myself, okay, you got my attention. You're going to do that for me. And she was like, yeah, just bring the baby over. Make sure you got that Similac, and your diapers and your wipes and stuff, and I'll watch your baby. And if you knew my auntie, she just didn't go watching everybody's kids. She'll watch her kids. But I never asked her for nothing, and she never done anything for me. That auntie. Now my auntie that raised me was in like the Kansas City area. You guys, I'm the Show Me State. So, I went to that interview, got the job, and it was all because she watched my child. I didn't, and it could have been easily like, forget it, nobody watched my kid. I'ma just, but people like that is a big impact. So then when she, like I said, she didn't introduce the Lord to me, but I sit down and I started listening to her just because she did a kind act. I was like, she was like, come to church, and I was like, I feel like I owe her one because she done did something for me. So I was like, okay, I'll go. I finally went. It didn't faze me. I didn't get baptized. Baptized 3 times and dipped in the water and all. None of that didn't happen. But I felt like when somebody can have compassion like that, she wasn't getting nothing out of it. You trying to say something to me, and then you own your home and you're really nice, and you got my attention. You got my attention now. So, like I said, she invited me to church, and I told her, people going to church, I see them at the club. If I go, they beat me to the club, and then they right there at church. I see the same car that's at the club, at the church. They got the same thing on walking in the church. She told me, she said, baby girl, she said, if you're sick, you go to the hospital, right? I said, yeah. She said, well, if you're a sinner, you're supposed to go to the church. That's where you get the healing. I get what she's saying. She said, if you healed, you don't need to go to church. If you healed, why would you go? Just like if you heal, if you feel good, why would you go to the hospital? You got no reason to go because you're good, right? I don't see people sitting there talking about, oh, I'm just here just to sit here for the next, 30 days or something. No, if you're sick, you go to the hospital. If you're sinning, you go to the church, right? If you're sinning and you've got problems with sinning and it's just a constant problem for you, you go to the hospital. So she said, of course you're going to see people leaving the club and going to the church. That's what we want them to do. And I said, Annie, you right. You so right. Now, quit being judgmental, girl. And you need to be there too. But anyway, you guys, now I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand why it is that. Now this girl's calling me. Don't call me now, girl. Been calling you all day. You ain't answer that phone. So anyways, you guys, yeah, that's why I don't trip. But you know, I still sometimes kind of worry about, you know, like, dang, these people be tripping and lying or whatever. But you know, when I really do have problems or whatever, I'm just let you guys know, you know. Good. I'm glad she's doing wonderful. So, anywho's, you guys, I want to get into this little commentary about the Young Thug case real quick. This is kind of a test, but I need you guys to always come in. Always like, share, and subscribe. If you're not, share and subscribe. Always like. Please, 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 please. And you guys, like I said, you guys are going to start seeing me a little bit more. And we're going to get into it. We just did. So I did download it. And you guys, let's just do this thing. Because I really want to test it and make sure it's working. Earlier I had to do... Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Hey, Tina. Thank you for showing up. And let's see. Can we get it? Because anybody can get it. Okay. Okay. So anyway, you guys, so I'm wondering if you guys can, you guys can hear me. Let's see what they're gonna say here. Okay, so can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Nancy. We're going to get into it. And you guys, this is only but an 18-minute video. But, you know, I will be stopping it and we will be talking about some things. But the main things that we're going to be talking about, I wanted you guys to see this so bad that I literally, it took me 2 hours to get it down. So, let's get into it. This is where the judge, this was just yesterday, went off on Miss Love. And we're going to see what's happening. And so now I'm going to start seeing where I can create also, you guys.
Are you able to see the date on the digital version?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you gonna? It'll ultimately be. Are you just gonna make a better copy and substitute? All right, that's fine. Then it's admitted in full.
Now I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of introduction of what's going on, because you don't know, if you haven't been watching it, you're sitting here going, we don't even know what's going on. It has an echo. Is it a loud echo or a small echo? You know? Oh, maybe I need to mute thank you, C6 Banks. Okay, the next time that I start it, I will mute my thing and maybe that echo will go away. Thank you for sharing that with me. So let me give you a little bit of an introduction. So what just happened was, that's Mr. Sprinkle that's on the stand right there. He's the DEA. So he's the witness for the state. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with him, but they just went up to the bench, a sidebar, where Miss Love has introduced a picture, and the defense has said, that's fine, you can introduce the picture, but the comments, no, because if the jurors see the comments or the phone number is prejudicial to the character of the person, and something else because the gang members, they talk this gang stuff, but for whatever reason they had the right to object that the comments be taken off, like just cut out the comments. So because we don't know if what the comments are to be true or not true. You know how sometimes people say, I'm big banking. Now, okay, you don't know that to be true or not true. So therefore, if you take the comments out, we're not trying to let people see that. And what has happened is Miss Love has decided to say, yeah, I'll take the comments out, okay? I want you guys to know that for a reason. Hey, Freddie, thank you for showing up. I wanted you guys to know that for a reason, and I will mute when I start this, okay? Let's do it. Let's get it cracking.
As we're pulling up 528 Yankee, would you tell the jury what significance you found in 528 Yankee towards your investigation?
Well, there was a phone number posted it was a public post, and there was a phone number that was, there's a comment section to the right of the photograph, and there was a phone number posted by the account holder that appeared to be their own.
And was the account holder Justin Cobb?
Yes.
What was the significance?
I'm going to object to that as hearsay and ask it to be stricken.
Which part?
Part about who the number belongs to.
Sustained. Okay. What did you do to determine whose account this was?
Well, I looked at the photos that were posted in the account, I believe. Traditionally, that's what I would do with an Instagram page. It's just posted in public view.
And what was it that made the number in this post significant to you?
Well, I was looking for a number for Justin Cobb.
And what led you to believe that this number was a correct number for Justin Cobb?
Well, it was, there's probably more to it than just this, but it was posted in this Instagram comment, and
posted by the owner or user of the account?
That was false speculation, not object.
Yeah.
If he has a basis to testify.
Are you able to see and tell, looking at the posting itself, what name the number is next to?
I would renew my objection and also object on the basis of hearsay if he's reading from a document.
It's already in evidence, Your Honor. And
Okay, when
Your Honor, what?
we were up here at the bench,
So, Your Honor, I'll ask additional questions that I think will.
sustained.
Okay. So, after seeing this
Your Honor,
number,
I have a motion, please. May we step up?
Yeah. I'm going to excuse y'all to the jury room.
Okay. So now they're fin to really get off into it. They're excusing the jurors, so the jurors will not get to see what happened when they went on this little bitty break, and you see how mellow it is. Like they was like, okay, I found a motion. Okay, jurors, you go on in the back. You see how calm the judge was. The judge was just so calm. Jurors go in the back, and then she's gonna ask the witness, Mr. Sprinkle, you go step outside right now. And you know what? Stuff is gonna hit the fan.
Your Honor, may we excuse the witness?
Yeah, Mr. Smirker, you can go ahead and step outside for us. Thank you.
Your Honor, so well, first of all, my motion is a motion for mistrial, based on the actions of the prosecutor. My objection initially to the item was that it contained hearsay. The state represented at the bench that it was not hearsay. There was no hearsay contained in it. We did not address the issue of what the state already knew, which is that there was a phone number attached to it that she was going to try to elicit testimony from this witness about who that phone number belonged to. That, in and of itself, is speculation, but it's certainly hearsay. The document can't authenticate itself. I believe the site for that proposition is Twiggs versus State. It's 315 Georgia Appeals 191. So this witness can't look at a document and say that it says this phone number is from Justin Cobb's Instagram or social media posting. This is who it belongs to. So that was my objection. I believe the objection was well founded. I believe the state purposely put that up there after misrepresenting as to whether or not it contained any hearsay in it. And based on that, I would move for mistrial.
May I respond?
You may.
Judge, can somebody put the document up? I don't see.
Uh-oh, here we go. I can't believe this. Here we go. Miss Love is already stuttering.
First, the state objects to a mistrial. Second, Your Honor, what Mr. Adams indicated that he did not want on here were the comments with where's the comment? There it is.
Yeah,
okay.
The comments generally being all of the writing on the right side of the picture.
Your Honor.
And so I said to you, is any of it hearsay? Is any of it being offered for the truth? And you said no.
Your Honor, what I was asking the witness to do is to tell what was of significance.
She said no.
And what he did in terms of finding out and corroborating information that he obtained, because he obtained phone records. I don't intend that this evidence or this exhibit will prove or show that this is Justin Cobb's phone number.
You're asking him that? And
no, Your Honor.
Testify to that?
I'm asking him, and I understand the court, I'm asking him what handle it's next to, and Your Honor, what he did.
She said, do you? She's arguing with the judge.
You represented at the bench that none of this, that being the writing on the right side of the picture, which we're all squinting at because it's tiny on the piece of paper. And so I am relying upon you to actually be honest with the court and opposing counsel so that we can deal appropriately with the evidentiary issue. Was any of it being offered for the truth? And you said no. And then you turned around, and after it was admitted over the overruling of the hearsay objection based on the representation that nothing was being offered for its truth.
You guys, what the judge is telling Miss Love, you lied. You lied to me. You lied to me in my face. You sat there and told me, oh, We're not going to use it for that. We're not it's there's no truth in the comments, and we're not going to have the comments there and put the comments up. She basically lied to the judge. Now she's arguing in front of everybody, in front of the judge. And you know what? The judge is going to put her right in her place. She is.
You drew the witness's attention to the phone number and tried to have the witness testify to whose phone number it was. If that is not offered for the truth, what is it?
Your Honor, it explains what steps he next took. It wasn't that he sat there and took this phone number and said, okay, this is Justin Cobb's phone number. He went and sought records based on what he saw on this social media post. So it's not, this post can't prove anything, but I do expect that the witness will testify based on what he saw, regardless, because this is legitimate.
Why can't you just, at the bench, when you know that the reason you're offering it is for the phone number, and then to ask the witness other questions about what he did based on that phone number and seeing that phone number, say to everybody so that we know what we're dealing with, you know, it's this phone number, and then I'm going to ask him XYZ about the phone number, and then we'll know what we're dealing with.
Because my understanding that what was being objected to was not the phone number, was the comments that was the words, Your Honor. And again, this piece of evidence does not prove anything, as anybody would be able to say. But when he saw this on Justin Cobb's page, or a picture of Justin Cobb next to what he believed to be Justin Cobb's handle, he sought additional information. The entire
phone number with the comments.
I'm sorry, what, Your Honor?
I mean, that is included within what you're now calling comments, all of them just being.
And I asked at the bench what comments they were asserting was hearsay, Your Honor. I literally
and
asked
I asked at the bench, is any of this being offered for its truth?
And Your Honor, it's being offered to explain DDA's.
Did she say it's offered to be explained? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, this is a woman that plays on words, you guys. This is why I tell you guys, it's a thin line between right and wrong, love and hate. You know, when people start playing, you know for a fact that they're lying. And this woman is very manipulative. I understand she thinks she's got the gift of gab, and they have been giving her the green light. She just, she just going. If she said red light, she said, well, it was green before it was red, and da-da-da-da-da. This is what's going on here. Make this up.
Next. Your Honor, these records have been collected as part of what he did in this investigation. He was asked on cross-examination, did he take particular steps to corroborate what was given to him in certain interviews? That was the preceding question before I asked him about this particular post. So the state intended and intends to introduce the records that DDA Sprinkle produced or obtained after seeing this post. This post can't suffice to prove that that is Justin Cobb's number. This post only explains why DDA Sprinkle got the number and why it was significant to him in this investigation, where his steps and actions are being questioned.
But Judge, we don't get there. I hear what the state's saying, and it's disingenuous because we don't get to the second step that they're talking about, what records he procured and why he did what he did, unless we go through the hearsay statement that's contained in the portion that I objected to. And the court is accurate. I was there.
Check this out, you guys. We got a new word. The word is indigenous. Indigenous. I don't even know what indigenous mean. I love the word. I'm going to start using that word. I'm going to broaden my whole vocabulary. Somebody check it out what indigenous mean. He said that this, Miss Love is being indigenous. What does indigenous mean? But this brother right here usually don't stand up and speak because you see to the left of Young Thug, that is Brian Steele. Usually Brian Steele has all the objections, all the motions, But now the brother has stood up and showed that he's got a voice, and he's going to let it be known. Indigenous.
And I asked for everything that was on the right side, all of the verbiage to be, I said that was hearsay. The state said it was not. It clearly is, because to ask him that specific question, I mean, listen, none of us are obtuse. It is what it is. I think that the state was disingenuous about it. The state's being very slippery in regards to their response to the court's questions. I think it's willful, and I think a mistrial is appropriate. And I'm asking.
I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I don't want to malign the prosecutor standing in front of me right now. So I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it.
Oh,
sorry to say that.
Oh my God.
But this case is
Look at me slow.
made much more difficult for everybody because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented. I'm going to take a recess for a few minutes. I'll have a ruling when I get back.
Oh my goodness. I told you guys. She said, she calls it baffling. She said, this is baffling, you guys. She knows good and well that, you know, she been giving Miss Love, letting her, oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't doing that. It was a mistake. I'm so sorry. Everything she's been doing, and now Miss Paige Whitaker is saying it's baffling. It's baffling. She's gonna, she just had to leave. She just had to leave. She just couldn't take it anymore. Unbelievable. Hey, Silver Healer, what's going on?
All right, I'm going to deny the motion for mistrial. It's not as if the state couldn't have gotten the testimony.
Oh,
In
no.
an appropriate way anyway. It's not like the testimony itself is that big of a deal. But I am going to, I'm going to exclude that statement and just tell the jury to disregard the statement and any testimony that had anything to do with the statement. So let's get Mr. Sprinkle back. Did you want to put anything on the record, or are you just getting ready for the jury?
I'd like to put.
She said indigenous mean having originated in and being produced, growing, living, or occurring naturally in a particular region or environment. She said indigenous, like she just made some stuff up, you guys. But you see, when the judge came back, I'm gonna share something with you guys real quick. When the judge came back, she came back. Her whole persona, her whole demeanor was different. She seemed like she had to calm down. And yes, Silver Healer, we're talking about this Young Thug case, and we're going back over what happened yesterday in court. It was like only but like 18 minutes of, I mean, they were in court for 9 hours, and in this 9 hours, only but 18 minutes was like a factor. But anyway, nevertheless, so she come back, and I'm gonna tell you guys how her demeanor changed. It wasn't like she went there and was like, okay, let me calm down. I'm thinking that now she done probably went and talked to Mr. The first judge, who, what was his name? Glenville. And he basically told her, calm down, I know you're upset, but come on down and let it just happen.
Just a matter for the record, for the court.
All right.
Your Honor, this is from United States versus Roberts, Roberts. It's 640F second 255. It's the Ninth Circuit, 1981. It's been cited many times. It specifically says that continued prosecutorial misconduct may show a course of conduct establishing the intent to provoke a mistrial and bring into play double jeopardy considerations. You have not been here the whole time, and we thank you for being here. But starting with opening statement, and I know you got my motion.
I know, and I know what your argument is. Here's the thing: is that, and I understand what that law says as well. Ms. Love does not appear to be trying to get a mistrial so that she can try this case over again, which I know if that were what she was doing, she wouldn't be able to try the.
I'm going to ask you guys about this because the judge just said Ms. Love is not trying to throw this case. I don't believe she's trying to throw this case. I think Ms. Love is trying to throw the case, but she's trying to not do it in a good way. Like she's gonna tell you guys, oh yeah, because she thinks she's winning. No, Miss Love knows good and well she's not winning. But it's wasting her time. It's too much. All her witness done came, and basically she feels like she's being betrayed. She's trying to save face and just be like, I did the best I could. She has not did the best she could. Yeah, she is trying to throw this case. I do believe that.
Anyway. So that's just not applicable here. Now, is there continued prosecutorial misconduct merits a mistrial anyway, based on that? Yes, potentially we get to that point at some point. But there is not.
That sounds good.
From what the court's vantage point is, an indication that the state is trying to goad anybody into moving for a mistrial so that they can retry the case because they think they're losing the case. I think they think they're winning the case.
Do you think they're winning the case? She said she. Hold on. The judge just got through saying that Miss Love thinks they're winning the case. She said it in a sarcastic way, you guys. She said the state thinks they're winning the case. They know good and well they are not winning this case. It looks bad. They're going to have to, they got 12 jurors, and all 12 jurors, unanimously going to have to agree that this was a organization set up underneath the RICO law. It's got to be unanimously, all 12 of them believe that Young Thug has hired killers to go kill people, to shoot people, to sell drugs, to go shoot up houses. This man is a millionaire. He don't need you to do that.
The state of Georgia of a trial, and it is all the time. It's all the time. At some point, it's got to end. Because this is not fair. Williams and I assume, it was constant hiding walls, citing laws that does not understand, not giving over information, not answering the court, arguing
that. I know. I mean, I think my frustration was apparent a few minutes ago. But I truly am struggling with whether all of this is purposeful or this is just really poor lawyering on the part of members of the state's team.
There's a new word. Poor lawyering. Lauren, she basically told them that they need to go back to school and figure out how a lawyer is supposed to present themselves. And if you guys do not remember, at the beginning of this case, there were some things that Miss Love and Miss Simone done, and they had done it right before Kayla, or it was actually during when Kayla Bumpkus and Woody had went to the judge's chamber, and they talked about Kayla like a dog. They told her she don't need to be giving nobody no hugs and everything, and that's just against the rules. Why would you hug a criminal? You're supposed to be an attorney. And then come to find out, she made Miss Love and she made Miss Simone sit in court watching videos how an attorney supposed to conduct themselves. She didn't have Kayla doing it. She had Miss Love and Miss Simone do it. And now she's saying that they have poor lawyering. And people wanted to know, what does poor lawyering mean, okay? Because I've never heard the word lawyering. Okay, so now you're a lawyer, or just let's use the word dance. You're a dancer. Now, when somebody say, okay, you're a dancer, and if you dance, then you're dancing, okay, that makes it like you're doing something. When you put poor, P-O-O-R, in front of the lawyer-ing, that means you're lawyering. You're going in there, you're acting like a lawyer, you dress very well, which Miss Love is always. She always, and got her hair looking good. So you're lawyering, but you're poor lawyering. When you put that adjective in there, jumping, like you say jumping high, or highly jumping, or highly recommended. When you recommend it is one thing. When you're highly recommended, that means you're above. So poor lawyering means you're below the standards. That's what that means. You can't even make this stuff up.
Either way, it's really unfortunate. If it's something other than poor lawyering, then it is more than unfortunate. But at this point, and we're going to just move on with that exhibit being excluded. I don't know if I can stress any more than I already have how much the state's lawyers need to make an effort to be upfront and forthright in the trial of this case. So let's get the witness back in.
Your Honor, would you allow me to either renew my motion for mistrial or consider that my motion is renewed before the asking of the next question, please?
It's renewed.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. Okay. That is crazy. I needed you guys to see what was going on, hear it for yourself. Zena says disingenuous means you are not telling the truth. Period. Point blank. Exactly. She is comically at this point just disingenuous. I'm telling you guys, if you want to go back and look at it without any understanding or a commentary or any breakdown of it, I busted out of my seams, you guys. I was like, Oh my goodness. I literally was asleep and just trying to take me a nap. And I heard the judge screaming at Miss Love. I had to stop what I was doing, which was nothing, set up, and if I would have had some popcorn, it would have been all gone in the 18 minutes. It would have been all gone. That was the highlight of the day. That was great. Nothing happened today, you guys, but other than they had other witnesses on. They had Garther or whatever her name is, the DA that did the interview. They did not show her face. Like, she's on 48 hours. She's all on Facebook. And then they called in Sylvia because for some reason somebody put up a thumbnail, showed her face, and the judge was like, "We're gonna get a subpoena and find out who this is." And Miss Sylvia came on there and she was like, "Judge, it wasn't me." So another young lady that be in the courtroom, she takes pictures and stuff. She was at home. She came back. She heard it. She been listening to it on her phone while she driving home. She did a U-turn, came back to the court, stepped up in there, and she was like, "Hey, Judge, I know you guys got a picture. It was not me. I can't even take a picture showing this lady's face because I'm sitting over here. There's no way I could take that picture." And then the judge was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What happened was the camera guy, it was on Zoom, and somebody took it from Zoom, blew it up, and now, her picture's out there. Thank God she's on 48 hours, but, from now on the Zoom, we're not going to have Zoom on when we have somebody that wants to, keep private of what they look like and their face and all this other stuff. You guys, that's all that went on today. But I want to, is there a certain point that she is trying to allow them to reach before ordering a mistrial? You know what? She said something about that, woke to God. She said there's going to come a time where the motion for the mistrial is going to be, presented or whatever. But I'm going to tell you something. All the things that Miss Love did, even if they don't get a mistrial, like I said, he's not going to be found guilty. Plus, on top of that, if they did get a mistrial, somebody brought this to my attention. They asked me the question, well, will they be able to retrial the case? Miss Paige Whitaker said, no. If they get a mistrial, she will not be able to retrial the case. And I don't know why. I'm not a scholar when it comes to law or whatever like that. But it might be something to do with the statute of limitations and, something of that nature. And not only that, we don't know who's going to get, this is the election year. And if Miss Fannie, I think that's her name, Miss Fannie, if she's going to get elected, she's in trial herself for doing some shisty stuff. They come in pairs, you guys. That's what they do. They come in pairs. They try to manipulate people. I'm going to say this because I really mean what I'm saying. And I'm not for the underdog here. You did some things wrong or whatever. I get that. I understand that. But what I don't like is, number one, I don't believe I believe, well, let me tell you something. I don't care for Young Thug's music. That's for the kids or whatever. And I don't think he's a nice looking fellow, but right is right, wrong is wrong. And I don't believe in my whole mind that he's ordered anybody to shoot, kill, murder, shoot up houses, sell drugs, go buy guns, run out the store with clothes and all this. The man, even before he had money, yeah, I see why his name was Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably going to grow out of that name, Young Thug. But right now, that's his brand. And is he a part of a gang? Yes, he probably is part of a gang. And it's called YSL. That's probably, some people be a part of something, then they want to call their label something. It is a label. It is a gang. You can't say it's just one and without the other, because it is both. So, and there's nothing illegal about being part of a gang or in a gang and all this other stuff. You just can't be organized, which that they are not. And I just think all these young cats he was trying to help. Do you guys know that Little Baby, if you don't know who Little Baby is a young rapper that has came all the way up out of the Atlanta area. And while he was still in the streets doing a little gang banging or whatever, Young Thug paid him $10,000 a week for him to put the gun down, get out the streets, and focus on his rapping. And you know what? Little Baby did it. Now look where Little Baby is. He's very well known. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to pull people. You just can't just go, I'm gonna stop you from doing this. People gonna be like, but I gotta eat, and and gimme. But Young Thug did not do that. And just because he did that for one young cat, I have total respect for him. You're not gonna win them all. And the more that you put your hand out, you know what's gonna happen? Some people, you put your hand out to feed them, they're gonna chop it off. Take the whole hand and try to eat the hand too. Now you got nothing. You can't give them nothing because you ain't got a hand. They don't see that. It's like crabs in a bucket. They don't see that. So he's trying to help as many people as he can in that same environment that he came out of. That's all I see. She said, what does YSL stand for? It stands for a lot of things. One was Young Slime Life. One was Young Successful Life. Those are the two definitions I remember. Slime Life, Young Slime Life, and one is Young Successful Life. Somebody, and that's what he said back 4 years ago. Young Thug was in an interview and he said he's trying to change the YSL to mean Young Successful Life. This is before all of this came out. Well, the guy says, I read something about it. If the state and the defense wasn't able to present their what? If there's I can't see what you're saying. She retracted it. Okay. She means for them, the prosecutor needs to stop lying. Girl, you know the prosecutor's lying. You know they lying. So, some of you guys, when you don't know what's going on, I'm going to grab all the highlights or whatever. We could come in here. I just hope you guys can understand how excited this trial is. Young Slime Life. Yeah, Young Slime Life. Yep. Young Slime Life, a Young Successful Life. That's what he's wanting the definition to become, because he said that the Young Slime Life was, a lot of people was looking at it as it being negative. And so, anyway, you guys, I just wanted to share that with you. It makes me excited to share with you guys. We're going to get bigger. We're going to get better. And we're going to do the same thing tomorrow, but it'll be more information. But I didn't see nothing really happen today. But I'm going to have to go back and look over it. Like I said, I did have a family member pass away. So my mind wasn't really all into everything I was trying to get there. And I didn't make it. But I will see you guys at 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. I got time. So we're going to do the thing. And I will see you. Thank you guys for showing up, supporting the channel. And I'm going to do my part, and we're going to keep on growing. All right, you guys? Be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.